tifu by taking an ancestry DNA test. So this was a few weeks back, but yeah. I, 24F, took one of those ancestry DNA tests, and when it came back it showed that I was way too close in DNA to my half-aunt, basically showing that she was my full aunt. It also showed family members that shouldn't have come up from my aunt's father's side. My aunt told my mom, 55F, and basically realized my mom's father, my grandpa 94 meters, isn't actually her dad. My mom had gone 35 plus years thinking her, technically, stepdad was her actual dad when her real dad died when she was 18. She was obviously super upset about it, as I practically accidentally turned her whole life upside down. I feel so awful even though she tells me it's obviously not my fault. She says it doesn't change anything, that my grandpa is still my grandpa, which I wasn't going to think differently anyway. But she went to go visit to tell him yesterday because of legality stuff, just in case he decided to change it and such. And she is so sad because she knows it's going to break his heart because he doesn't know she's not his daughter either. I opened the worst Pandora's box mess of a situation, and I just needed to get this off my chest. Thanks for reading. TLDR. I took a DNA test and found out my grandpa isn't actually my grandpa, and now my mom is upset. Edit because everything is confusing lol. Her bio dad is the prior husband and the later husband is the 94yo. She believed she was later husband's daughter when she's actually prior husband's daughter. Grandma had an affair and told my mom at 18 that later husband was her dad. Grandma passed years ago, so we can't ask. My mom has 7 older siblings from prior marriage as well. Hope this clears some confusion lol. My coworker once took a test and from the results realized they had a half-brother from their father, who was deceased. The half-brother didn't know that their current father wasn't the biological dad. The mom of the half-brother swears up and down she was never intimate with my coworker's father, being that the father is no longer around to defend himself. Everyone is throwing blame and rape allegations around. Horrible situation and no one has benefited. I understand the honesty, but I am not sure if you should tell him. Does it really change anything for your mother? He is 94. He shouldn't deal with this stuff but instead have a few more happy years. Was he her stepdad before she turned 18? This is a little confusing. I'm 33 and honestly the older I get the more I realize, legality and stuff, is just made up and unless you tell the government they'd never know or care. Why on earth would your mother say anything? If you're in America she's wrong in thinking this changes anything legally. If not, it's still not a good idea to do this. He's 94. Let him live the rest of his life in peace. In fact, this may even speed his death. If she hasn't said anything yet, please try to convince her not to by showing her the comments section here. Happens a lot more than you think. My grandpa told my mother he was not her real father a few years before he died. He had known all along. My mom had no idea whatsoever. Turned her right upside down for a while. But she made it through. I think your mom will too. It gets better with time. I know. In my state, if a married woman gives birth, no matter who the father is, the state considers the husband to be the legal and biological father of the child until he waives those rights or says the child isn't his and has a paternity test. So if your grandparents were married when she was born, he is considered her biological and legal father. At least where I live, I have personal experience in this matter. I strongly believe that those people who raise you up are your parents. I have no idea what you just said happened. Your half-aunt is your whole aunt but your mom's dad isn't her dad? Huh? Can someone draw me a picture? Where's ELI5? This is a huge issue with the popularity of ancestry tests now. I'm sorry, Op. I bought my partner a 23andMe for a Father's Day gift a few years back. It turned out his dad wasn't his bio dad. Totally 100% shocking and turned his life upside down. His mother wasn't well enough to discuss it with her. It wasn't infidelity related. Seems like some sort of rebound after his parents broke up and then they got back together after. And paternity was just assumed to be the long-term partner. And get some clarity, and his bio dad had passed away tragically a few years prior, so no chance to get to know him at all. He had multiple adult siblings who seemed to be wary of having any relationship with him because bio dad had dollar and they're worried he could dispute inheritance and local family members on that side. So, yeah, it is way more common than people realize. And also, worst Father's Day gift ever: woman facepalming light skin tone? Grandma's a hoe rolling on the floor laughing. Some wills don't include names, just leaving something to be divided amongst all my children. Definitely could be worse. Grandma still alive? Lol. Highly recommend the podcast. Family Secrets DNA tests upending lives is a common theme. You and your mom are the ones who decide ultimately. But sunlight is the best disinfectant. Legally it doesn't change anything, and why tell him? It will just upset him. My friend was given a DNA kit as a gift because she wanted one. They both took them and found out they don't have the same dad. So, that was awkward. Add she's the younger sister and folks were married up until their passing a few years ago. Happened to me too. 39th birthday, was chatting with friends about ancestry results and logged in to look at mine. Did test about 6 years ago but never really looked further than nationality. Started scrolling through family matches and realized while there were tons on my mom's side, there were none on my dad's side and a whole bunch I didn't recognize. Turns out my mom slept with dad and his best friend before getting pregnant. Wasn't sure which was the father and decided to just pick the one she had previously had an actual relationship with, according to a family member who knew of the possibility and suspected the wrong choice. Apparently I've looked like my bio dad since the day I was born. Definitely never looked like my dad, but never thought much of it. She never told either of them. Just went on with life for the next 39 years until I figured it out. Although we haven't spoken since about 6 months before that, and they divorced when I was like 8. So I'm sure she's probably still going on with her life like she wasn't carrying around this huge secret for almost 4 decades. Could have saved me a lot of abuse and trauma knowing the truth. But them's the breaks, I guess. My dad has found 4 half-siblings in the surrounding small towns via DNA tests, and I'm sure there are more. You didn't mess anything up. DNA tests are just a tool for clarity that wasn't available. And the man that raised your mom is her dad. He just is. He doesn't need to know otherwise. My sister. Same mom, different father. Found out today that she has another sister. Same father, different mother. She's my age. It's weird. It seems their father was never aware of her. But he's dead, so they'll never really know.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Heracast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.